Okay, getting the first big. Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the.
Wade Kid putting on a clinic. Whole team's down. Oh!
Experience Tranquility.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to. I almost said Overwatch.
Almost. Just about.
Welcome to Tranquility Gaming. I am Time Monster, joined here today by Booth Cast, who is also your producer tonight. Make sure you give him thanks for that. How are you doing tonight, Booth?
Doing all right. A little tired, won't lie, but doing all right. I'm excited for the match tonight. Excited to see some more Rocket League. We're going to be starting off there tonight, but I'm excited to close out the triathlon. This has been a fun experience for us, a lot of learning, but we are we're happy with where we've gotten so far. It's been exciting to try out these new games, especially as a broadcast team and as an administration team. So excited to see the conclusion of everything.
Yeah, and just want to let you guys know, I'm sure you can already see it up there and over there. Did I do it right?
Yeah, that's good.
There. All right,
Yeah.
did it. Up there, over there. The teams playing tonight will be Starch Esports versus Nostalgia Gaming or Nostalgia Esports?
Just nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Got it. All right. So it's going to be Starch Esports versus Nostalgia. These are two organizations that Nostalgia is one of those orgs where, like I was talking about last week, but it was just yesterday, where it was Kaleidoscope Gaming. They were a team who were really well coached and focused a lot on the brain over aim. Nostalgia, even more so, I think that when you look at flashbacks and when you look at Reminiscent, they were two of the best coached teams in the divisions that they were in for Overwatch, and they were so good even outside of that. And Starch Esports, so far in this tournament, have looked really clean, really mechanically good, and all around they look very smart as well. Which, no offense to their Overwatch part of their gameplay, they look so much smarter here than they do in their Overwatch gameplay. They are playing very strategically, they're playing very intelligently, and I'm excited to see how that goes forward.
I am as well. We're getting the lobby started here, so we won't have to wait too much longer. We're going to be having, in the blue, we have Nostalgia, and then, of course, in the orange, we have the side, I see like the name Lionel Messi changed over there, the side of Starch Esports, and we're going to get right into it. We have Delphi, the demolition,
low-tier hero,
the demolition king, so we'll say, from yesterday. We also have Apathy that's going to be playing for the flashbacks tonight.
Already?
Oh my goodness, Charybdis already! 15 seconds in, you got to put one on the board for Starch. I couldn't even get through the rosters yet.
I mean, I was just talking 3 seconds ago and already scores in, and one thing that I want to mention that a lot of people don't really think about, when you have a player who, admittedly, I love you, Delphi, but isn't very good at a game, if you give them one day, they're going to improve a lot more than if you had somebody who's already good at the game trying to improve from one day forward. And I think, all right, well, they're not letting themselves get demolitioned this time. They are taking the demos into their own hands.
Well, hey, if there is already some kind of benefit to this game, Delphi already has about 12 times the number of points he had in our last broadcast match. So things are already looking better for Starch Esports. Lionel Messi, I absolutely adore that name. It's fantastic. And the shot almost going in on the edge, but the post going to save it there. Capital's going to put it back on the reflection and bring it back 1-1 here with just 4:08 left.
Yeah, it was a good solo play there from Capital, bouncing it around, doing some dribbling on his own. Not really a lot of support, though. We got to keep that in mind for later on in the game. We're going to have to see if they do focus a little bit more onto supporting each other and getting those assists, or if they're going to be going for more solo plays. That can really inform us as to how all of the games are going to be going.
That it will, and now we have a good cross into the middle. Starch going to have the ball over in their half now, and a very good shot there from Capital. Gets the block there from Charybdis, and now we're going to have the ball going forward. They're going to get a shot on goal, too. No goalie to block it. 2-1 here now for Starch Esports, and yeah, I don't think this is going to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, I say it and immediately they're like, hey, they're playing solo. They're playing like Fraggy in Rocket League. I don't know what the word for that would be, but they're playing for their own individual value, which means they're not going to be defending quite as well as they could be. We can just shoot from half court and get points. And, oh no. Okay. Oh no! Okay.
Capital was prepared for that, but still a good block there from Charybdis. Going to give him a little play here. Cry's back on the defense now. I think the term you were looking for, Ty, is kind of ball chasing. It might be a little aggressive for some of the plays here, but that's kind of the mindset you get from players sometimes with this. Now, Capital's going to have a good ball going forward. Apathy's going to try to go in and keep the ball in their favor, but it's going to get demoed in the process. So now it's a 2v3 here for Starch. Charybdis going in from the corner, but really wasn't able to get tons done now. So Capital's going to try to take a shot. There's no goalie really in place. Charybdis going in for the save actually ends up missing, but isn't needed in the end. A couple of whiffs to go through it. Now it's going to be back in Starch's favor.
I mean, Delphi's not gotten a single demo so far, and I feel like there's already been more demos per second than there was in last night overall. Like, it's a frag fest right now. They're all just going for each other's throats already.
You know, I think it's more that there's more of a distribution of demos, which we weren't accustomed to. We were used from a lot. We were used to like a Gaussian distribution from Delphi. now we got a little more pulsy across the top. And Capital gonna tie it up here, 2-2 for the side of Nostalgia, and about halfway through, pretty even so far.
Yeah, both these teams playing really, really aggro, playing a lot for their own points, a lot for their own scoring, and not a lot of defensive play. There's been some, but Capital already gets enough points.
Oh my
Serious,
goodness.
my guy.
That's a hat trick, if I'm not mistaken. Let's double check. Yes, the hat trick for Cap already. Took him half the match already in, but very impressive. A good assist there from Cry, and gonna put him up 3-2.
I mean, that's just an amazing play there from him. I mean, again, like the offensive pressure is so great from both of these teams. It feels like Starch needs to step up on the defense just a little bit to make things come into their favor, I think, in my opinion.
That they do, and Charybdis is trying to get a shot on the goal there. Doesn't end up happening, actually. And Delphi actually ends up missing the clear. Very dangerous territory. Luckily, Charybdis is there, an open net. Delphi's actually going to get the goal off that, the assist from Charybdis, and there you got one. Yes, you did, Delphi. And that's a big one, too, tying it up 3-3 here. And Starch still staying.
You say it's a big one. Bit of a steal, though, if you ask me. But you know what? Already Delphi is showing what I said earlier, in where a player who's not great can improve a great percentage compared to a player who is great. And I think that Delphi, still not an amazing player, clearly, but he's performing much, much better than he did yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And he just looks calmer. They didn't just have to go all aggressive on Halo or something. Maybe just like...
He's not just going for their throats.
A little different. Well, they're going to still have the ball here in their half. It's a good job from Capital to bring it back out, and nobody really ready on the side of Starch Esports to deal with it. And Capital's going to get another shot and make it the fourth goal. 7 shots on the night. Over 500% or 50% on the turnover there from Cap. That is some very impressive numbers, and they are just dominating so far.
Yeah, it's great from Capital, undeniably, but also it's just so free from. Like, it's just so free. He can just send it in whenever he wants. Just like, oh, hey, here's another point. Oh, hey, here's another point. Oh, hey, guess what I'm going to say next? It's just constant pressure from him.
Now, if I'm mistaken, forgive me if you're watching the Starch Esports team, I believe this is a substitute we have in from their roster in place of Nukes, who definitely was one of the star players for Starch Esports yesterday, and it looks like they're not able to perform tonight. I believe we have a substitute on their roster and instead. And although not as noticeable, because they're still doing very well here, interesting to think what the difference would be in play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would be a huge difference, but I do think that lack of synergy, it is playing in a little bit to where, like, they're playing so much more aggressive, playing so much more for their own individualistic value. I think that is playing into that just a little bit. Not a lot, but just enough to be noticeable. And I think that there's a little bit of blood in the water. And another one for Capital. Again.
5. Oh my gosh. I mean, is he going to go... I forget the name of the double hat. I don't remember from my soccer days. Or sorry, American soccer days. English football days. If what the name of the double hat trick would be there. But oh my goodness. Looking pretty similar to it. Up 5-3. Going to have a good turnaround here from Starch to pick up this game here. But remember, we are in a best-of-5 format. So the first team to reach 3 wins, either first 3 best-of-5, same score line here, is going to get the win here in our Rocket League matchup. And right now, it's looking like it's going to stay on the side of Nostalgia.
Yeah, and I think right now for Nostalgia, it feels like there's one player in the lobby sometimes, and it's just Capital. Is he going to go for it? Oh, my God.
Oh, Apathy just missed the follow-up there. But, just having this ball control for the end of the match here seemed like it's going to be enough to just have this one finish up. And yeah, now we're going to see, trying to see how long Rule 2 will stay up for the team here. Not able to stay up too long, but a 1-0 victory for Nostalgia in Game 1.
It's a great performance from them as well, especially Capital. 837 points.
Wow.
That is
9 shots.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
9 shots. And he got all of his team's goals. At first, I was like, okay, he probably got 3 or 4 of them. Like, he's playing super well. Just 5. 5. Just sending them in. I mean, what else do you want? Like it's just
it's very, very impressive. I mean, Krya had 2 assists there, but that just means 3 whole goals there from Capital were self-assisted. Or had some way that assist wouldn't count, but that's quite impressive.
Yeah, and I think that if I remember correctly from yesterday, there were a lot more assists going down compared to what's going on right now, where it's just people just going going in. Just go. WM1. WM1.
That it is. And all right, back in now. Game 2 of 5. On the farm, as Apathy said. Yes, we are. Gotta see who's trying to farm up these goals today. Charybdis already getting a little bit of a touch there. There's our first demo. Not coming from Delphi again. I mean, it seems like the gauntlet's been passed.
Yeah, I don't think he's gotten a single demo so far. He's been playing a lot better ball control tonight than he was last night. And
well,
Capital just does it again. 6 points for the guy.
Yet again. Basically with the self-assist there, passing it to themselves with the demo at the end. I mean, if that's not an indication of how Rocket League has gone so far, I think that play described it pretty well.
Yeah, it's kind of like... I don't know if I can reference that movie, so I'm not going to, but it's just really good play. Just really good play from Capital. He's playing at a very, very high level. I'm not a Rocket League fan, but notice that... What? That's a thing! My mind is just blown. Yeah. The opportunities, the options expanding. My brain is getting bigger.
Re-tap there from Charybdis. Fantastic. Upper left corner. Taking it off the wall. That right there was some OG. That's what the plays I used to clip when I was playing before aerials were really too big of a thing. And you're just like, yeah, that was like the highlight reel for a long time. But tying it up 1-1 here. Seeming pretty similar so far. Oh, the assist going through Delphi. Oh my goodness. Delphi just missing out to bring their team up in the lead now. And now Capital on the attack. Gonna have a block there. 2 defenders in play for it. Apathy just missing, but Capital going to get another block from Charybdis. Oh my goodness, keeping Capital at base.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so close. That is so close. They're just body blocking each other right now. They do not want that to go in, obviously. It's soccer. You don't want it to go into your own goal. But, you know, don't worry about it. But Delphi, he's been playing really, really well so far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Well. It's only Delphi. Good luck, son.
Only Delphi, but they do have 2 defenders back. They should be able to deal with this here, and it looks like Apathy and Cry got a little stuck. One of the back corners there, maybe going for the boost, and they're going to be able to defend this attack here from Starch Esports. And it looks like Cry's going to have a pretty good shot here. Actually ends up getting bumped. Messed up Capital's attack there from the back, and now just a little bit of nostalgia on the defense.
It's definitely very...
Oh no,
very
what are you doing? Oh, they put that one on a platter for him. Capital accidentally taking it right towards their own goal. Delphine said, I'll take that.
Yeah, they didn't take him seriously, and he's shown you why that's a mistake. Honestly, I keep saying it, but Delphi is so impressive so far. He's playing pretty freaking well.
That he is, and right now their team's looking pretty good, getting nearing that halfway mark. And Apathy missing a very big clearance there. And it's going to be an open net for Charybdis, and they're going to make it 3-1 now. Starch sitting very pretty so far in this match.
I mean, again, it's just a lack of defense there from Nostalgia. They just weren't there. They're still. It doesn't feel like they're respecting Starch right now, and
yeah,
they need to be playing a lot smarter than they have been. Like now that you have Delphi, who's just stepped it up in this round, you need to be playing smarter, I think.
And one way to not play smarter is to miss 2 clearances on the side of Starch and Cry. Gonna have a pretty easy put in there. The assist from Apathy, a ping diff. But a good shot there from Cry, nonetheless, gonna bring it back 2-3. The 2 Stooges score.
Delphi, I was on your side until you gave me that John. I do not appreciate that.
Well, Charybdis gonna give their chance here as we just go through the halfway mark on this game. Delphi with a shot on goal, gonna be just a little high. No one from their team really able to take advantage of it. But they are gonna get in a clearance, not the best clearance by any means. It's pretty much a shot right on goal there for Apathy, but a good block. On the side, I didn't see who it was on Starch. Was able to get a bumper on it, but able to take care of it. Cry sitting back on the defense there. Ends up missing the clearance, actually, but luckily Capital was there to deal with it.
Starch had to be so nervous there. The ball was hovering around the goal for so long. It was so close. At any moment, somebody could just swoop in and get the point, but they play very well defensively there for a moment, and honestly, that's the kind of play that they've been needing to do for 2 nights going, and it's good to see them actually pull it off until there.
I was gonna say Capital almost fumbled the dribble there a little bit. Was doing pretty good up to half and just missed that shot right there. Luckily, Cry able to finish it up. Open net. Pretty easy finish there for the side of Nostalgia. Curb just trying to get there. Wasn't able to touch just enough time. But 3-3 now. Just a minute 50. This scoreline pretty similar. Ended, what I think it was 6-3 or 5-3 in the last one. So 3-3 right now. Well, we'll see if anyone's able to get a goal in before we get to OT. But well, not going to be a goal for Starch, you said. A good clearance there for Capital.
It was pretty close to getting a pretty quick goal right there, but I mean, right now, I think both these teams would not mind going into overtime right now with how they've been playing. Obviously, it still wouldn't be great. You still want to get this point, but I think that it's not the end of the world. But Charybdis going down, it's gonna be risky for them.
It is going to be a little risky, but somehow able to still stay on the attack. Charybdis self-dribble off the wall. A good shot. Not able to get too much. We have Shmeshi having a good attempt there, but not able to get one onto target just yet. Charybdis hanging in this corner, trying to keep it in. They're going to pass it off the wall and hopefully get it to a teammate. Delphi going in for the shot. Just ended up missing it now.
Yeah, they just ended up passing it on to Capital. Like, Capital just got full control of the ball for a second there, and like that one pass onto the wall. Oh my god, they got it!
Wow. Charybdis pulling out the hat here now. Not the best clearance there from Cry. Set it up for the half court. Half field? I thought let's go with half field. Half court doesn't feel right. This isn't hoops we're playing. This is just 3v3, but there we go.
It's from half driveway, man.
Half driveway.
I mean, that was such an unexpected shot from my perspective. Like, I don't know if I should be casting this game because I'm legendary for my caster curses at this point, and what better game to caster curse?
I think most of Rocket League is considered unexpected to a degree, especially, no offense to our players, but at the level we're broadcasting tonight, unexpected is the expected now. But Starch Esports 4-3, 18 seconds left here. This is going to be the last real attempt for the side of Nostalgia. We have a good defense there from Delphi, able to block it, but just 10 seconds left, Todd.
Yeah, they sent it to the middle, which is a little bit risky, but at this point, with 2 going down, they get the point!
Oh, there it is!
Here, unless somebody could get a really cheeky early score.
Oh, just 5 seconds. We're going to see if something off the kickoff. If not, we're going to be heading into extra time. A good job there from Capital. And 4-4 here now. Here we see to go. If we get something off kickoff. Cry has the shot. A decent block there across the middle. It is hovering on the side here for Starch. They're going to keep it in the air, but we're going to head over to overtime now to see who can take the second game.
I think it was Apathy who got the double demolition, right? At the last moments. Yeah, that kind of saved them this round right now. Realistically, I think both these teams can really take their time. Their offensive play has been good, but the moment they've started playing defensive, the other team feels like they're choking up a little bit. They can play defensive. They can take their time. Or just get it while I'm talking. That's fine.
Charybdis saying they're going to take 4 goals this game into their own hands. Going to finish it off just 18 seconds in, and pretty quick for the side of Starch Esports. Going to tie it up 1-1 now in our first to 3 best-of-5 format. And with game 2 over, we're going to head into game 3 here in a little bit. We rocking with the 12 score. You know, Polar can only be the best at a few things, and I guess for now it's just Overwatch. But hey, they've been having something for their team, and I mean they're tied 1-1 right now. We didn't get to see the very ending of yesterday's matchup, but Starch Esports did have the reverse sweep.
Yeah, I was like
against Kaleidoscope to end up pulling out the victory, but tied so far.
Yeah, I was about to mention that actually, the reverse sweep, how this team is kind of more of a second half team, it seems.
Yeah.
On Rocket League at the very least. They were pretty good on Halo consistently. They started off strong, they finished off strong. On Rocket League, potentially more of a second half team. We'll have to see though.
That we will. And all right, heading in now to game 3. You tend to see this coming out from Polar a lot. Whenever they're on the kickoffs, they kind of delay a little. They always want to be the second person there.
Oh my god.
First person there is going to be Charybdis from half field. Just slapping one in. Oh my goodness. Right across the middle. A little bit of an aerial play. Great shot. Top left corner.
He just butt bumps it in. Like, the game had just started, my dude. You don't have to go this hard this fast. Is this how they reverse swept yesterday? Like, just one player just goes all in and just dunks on them. That's
Just
just
so. Well, now it's time for Nostalgia to give it a try. Apathy somehow clearing the ball right into their corner and setting up a shot for Starch. They didn't get to take advantage of it, actually. A little bit of a blunder there on their part, but a decent ball there in the middle from Charybdis. They're going to go for it off the wall themselves, but not able to connect there.
That was so close. Like, I can feel every muscle in my body tightening as they get closer to the ball every single time. It's oh my god, I can't handle this.
Charybdis is really just picking the team up a lot today. Doing a lot of work for their team. Couple of shots already, 1 goal, obviously. But now they got to get on the defense. They got 3 back. They should be able to handle this, and they do. Crossed into the middle now. Actually, Apathy's going to be back. Misses the clearance. Oh, no. Not what you want to see if you're on the defense there. And, oh, my goodness, Cry puts it across the middle. Oh, pretty lucky. Polar wasn't too far forward on that. That was a pretty free shot for Starch.
I mean, I feel like Starch can play pretty aggressive right now. Like, you can definitely get a bit of more of a cushiony lead here if you play a little bit more aggressive, and I think that that's something that they really should be going for right now. And, you know, it would help crush any chance that Nostalgia has at all of winning this round.
It is Nostalgia, though, still on the attack, trying to tie things, trying to break this tied game so far in our 3rd one. But a good clearance from Charybdis. They're going to keep dribbling upfield. They do just miss the other play there, but they still get set up pretty nice for a shot. End up getting cleared before they can do too much. We're going to see if Delphi can put the ball back in for the team. They're not, and oh, a great job from Apathy, actually. Right across the middle. Not able, I think counted as a shot there, but that was a perfect job.
Yeah, it was a good block from Charybdis, and there he is, the demolition dude.
Welcome home, King.
Welcome home, King. You better watch out. You better not cry, because Delphi's coming with a knife.
It's kind of with something. I haven't had the same demolition total we saw yesterday. A little less monster trucky, maybe a bit more stock car today from Delphi, it seems. But right now, still seems like it's in their control, just nearing the halfway point. Way more defensive in the game so far.
Yeah, we went from Derby to NASCAR with the gameplay. A lot more. I mean, I say that, and immediately as I'm speaking, you know, another demo and Charybdis.
Oh my goodness!
It's that cushiony lead I was talking about earlier, and really at this point now you can just play as defensive as you want. And I don't really think that Nostalgia has a chance of winning this round if you play it right.
Yeah, they have been very different play style coming out of them. I like Delphi was trying to say that it was a zoning miss shot there in the team around. Not in this case. Oh, Capital going in for a long aerial. Ends up just missing. Apathy not able to follow up on it too much just yet, but it's still in their half. We're going to get the ball just chilling around this halfway point. Like both teams having a little bit of a trouble clearing it so far, but now Charybdis is going to go off the wall and in for a shot, but it looks like Capital is there to clear it.
Oh, that's a nice shot to get back onto the other side of the court, and Delphi with another demo. Delphi the demo, dude. It is a glorious thing to watch, and I will never get sick of it.
And it was a good demo there, too. Capital was going in for the follow-up to try to score the goal off that shot off the wall, so a very well-played one now. That wasn't just an aggressive demo. That was a smart one. Charybdis trying to put it across the middle, but unfortunately, nobody's there to take care of that. And the cross kind of going wasted now. Capital and Charybdis kind of just dueling it out here, it seems, so far in this match. Charybdis with the 2 goals, but Capital getting a couple of good balls in there. Puts it across the middle. Looks like nobody able to follow up from the side of Nostalgia. And now an open net here for Starch to see if they can take advantage of it.
It doesn't look like they will, but I mean, it feels like Charybdis has to set up for himself and also scored in at the same time. Delphi's been doing some really good work too, but I feel like there needs to be just a little bit more from him in order to really help take this team to another level of gameplay. And I mean, Charybdis is gone. He's bye.
Done and dusted. A good clear there from Capital. The team not able to follow through with it. Looks like Delphi was trying to score for the team there for a second. But it looks like we're still going to have the defense here. Just down to about 30 seconds left, too. Not tons of time for Nostalgia if they want to win this 3rd game here. But, oh, that's a good way to start here. Starch to try to finish it up. And they do. Charybdis with the hat trick. And with that, probably game 3 in the bag.
Yeah, I think if you're Nostalgia, you need to trade off your controllers with some pro players in order to get this round back. Like, you're down 3 points in 30 seconds. That is a tall mountain to climb, and they're I don't know if they're going to be able to do it.
that we will see Capital trying to do it. This is what they're going to need, though. We're going to need some quick scores like this, but that clearance from Starch almost going to do it, and nobody in.
Way.
Cap. Oh, what a great save, though, from Cap. The aerial save to try to keep his team alive, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough with just 10 seconds left. It's going to be a rush to see if somebody else can get another one on goal, but that's probably going to be our game 3. Yeah, that's going to be game 3 in the bag.
No. Oh, no!
Rubbing it in.
Back in Christmas just with... I mean, at this point, it's just VM. There's zero chance that they get 4 points in 0 seconds, right? I mean, the math works out.
Depends on how true of a 0 we're talking about here. Apparently, a very true 0. Starch now gonna take game 3, taking the series 2-1. Taking the match point now, though.
Elfie was just flinging himself around. He was so happy. Like, woo! Woo! I got 42 points!
I mean, compared to the 2 we saw in previous games, I mean, success is success, right? I'm not gonna knock someone for progress, but I'd see Charybdis just taking a lot of this in their own play. 4 goals, 6 shots. Whew. I mean, the real thing is that we had 6 shots. We had 1 save from Capital. And then, of course, 6 shots, 4 goals on the side of Starch. So not tons of saving opportunities there. We're going to have to see if the offense can pick up for Nostalgia into our next match as we go in. But match point here for Starch now.
Yeah, I feel like Starch are really playing more with their defined roles. Like, that's generally been the defining theme of whoever plays more with their roles. Generally tends to be in a big advantage. Starch, they've been playing with, you've got Charybdis as your main playmaker. He's the guy who's going to be winning you the game. So you let him go crazy, and then you have the other 2 do their best and try to save the ball from like mid-court like Charybdis just did, or just generally juggle it around for Charybdis. And Capital, I think he's getting sick of what's going on.
I sure think so. Playing it off the wall to himself. It's like Cry would have been there to finish it, but Capital just going to finish it off. And Polar saying this is their map. They can feel it. Well, I don't know what they're feeling yet. They didn't feel that first goal, apparently.
I don't appreciate your tone. I think Polar can do whatever Polar dreams of. You are a strong, independent person, and I believe in you.
Well, we'll see if it can translate over. Polar, of course, being one of the coaches in the Starch organization in the last season. I believe either winning the end-of-season award for best coach or for sure being nominated. And now Charybdis going to get a shot on here. Capital's able to block. Delphi with the follow-up. Just missing pretty far right, but still in the ball control on this side here for Starch. Looks like Charybdis is now going to take a shot of their own. And Ariel is going to go in. It's into the corner, not able to block. And there's the tie from Charybdis in the bottom right. Great shot.
It was a little bit... Capital kind of stuck to the ceiling, didn't quite jump off in order to block it in time. And really, a little bit of a misplay from him, but still really, really good shot from Charybdis. And Delphi, we're all feeling it. Who is this on the field right now?
It really does. And almost a blunder there. Nobody from Nostalgia able to follow up on the reverse side of the post. No one far side, so not able to take advantage of pretty much an open net there. But now Starch, keep it in their half. Gonna end up having a pretty quick clear there from Capital, and now Nostalgia back on the attack. Apathy going in, but just a little bit of a block, not registered by the game there, but a good job there, I believe, from Capital to clear it.
It was also goodbye Apathy, but it was a nice little nose tap from Charybdis to get the ball away from the goal, get it back into more neutral position, and now it's back over to the side of Nostalgia, and Starch could not look more comfortable, especially after that. Delphi, the hero.
When Delphi scores, that's a very comfortable feeling if you're a Starch Esports fan. And yeah, they're up now, up 2-1 in this match point for them. Throwing pizzas down the middle like that. If you give Delphi an open shot, Delphi's gonna make it. But there's already Charybdis going down early from the demolition. And
Apathy got a clear shot onto his opponent, and he's not missing that one.
He's not missing that one. Well, he is going to miss a shot, though, with the car, not going for the ball. But still have it in their half. Capital doing a good job. It looks like Capital and Cry both going for the shot there. Neither able to capitalize, and nobody's back. Charybdis might get a free shot on goal here.
Not quite. It was a little bit close, but I feel like they got a little bit too big for their britches, and again, like Delphi and Kurdbis are really setting each other up for some potentially really good goals, but it's just not happening. Cry falls, and this might be a goal.
Oh,
Yeah.
the fake.
It's pretty.
Courageous. Oh, the one fake off the guy and in. Oh, what a shot. Oh, that was wonderful. The double fake off Cry. Oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah, and now you just got such a cushiony lead, 1-3. You don't have to play aggressive at all. You can just bounce it off the wall, dribble it a little bit, and as long as you keep ball control for a little while, you're in a really, really good position here if you're Starch.
That you do. Got one across the top. Capital kind of in a one-on-one here with Charybdis. We have a good job from Cry to keep the ball in play. But Apathy, not knowing the rotations, it seems, not able to follow up. But they are back on defense now to try to deal with this. Capital going to get themselves, and they're going to have a decent shot. But that's a good job from Charybdis. Going to stop that attack. And there's a shot from Cap. Ends up getting blocked from Charybdis.
Yeah.
And now back to the attack again.
That was almost a little bit of a blunder there from Delphi, sending it into the midfield. But again, Kurdbis with a really, really good block to help save their team from losing that point. And Cry! Almost had it perfectly set up for himself.
See, on a play like that, one of your only real plays is either to get the demo with the shot going in, but a little hard from that angle. So Starch going to be on the attack here. Good job from Capital to get it clear, getting it back over into their half. Luckily, though, Charybdis is there. If you're a Starch Esports fan, going to keep it over in their middle here now, as both teams kind of duking out for it. Both teams trying to get a shot, but no one really getting really a good look just yet.
Ooh, it's a little bit of a rough demo. This is a bit of a window here for Nostalgia to get into it. But, I mean, I just want to say I'm sorry, but I made some fries yesterday. They were homemade, and if you're fans of Starch Esports, your logo is no longer with us. But they were delicious, so I think it's a worthwhile trade-off.
Hey, delicious as it may, they're just a minute away from winning our Rocket League head-to-head matchup so far. Unless Capital has something to say about it, which they do. The assist there from Apathy, and the shot off of, I believe, Charybdis off the back up there to keep it in on the own goal. And 2-3 here now. It's still pretty close for Side of Nostalgia. They got a chance to tie this up still. Just a minute left.
Yeah, this is 100% doable. I can totally see a world where Nostalgia just takes control of the ball early on in one of the next 2 rounds and just instantly scores it almost. And if that happens, they're in a really, really good position.
That they are. They'll have some momentum if they're able to do so. But right now, Starch still has ball control in the other half of the field. There's an okay clearance. Going to stay around middle here. Capital going backwards with the shot. Going to get the flip around for the reset. But unable to capitalize too much off of it. 30 seconds remaining now. It's do or die here for the Side of Nostalgia. Charybdis with a very good clearance. If not, that was going to be a pretty dangerous attack for Nostalgia.
If things are starting to get a little bit tight, a little bit of a demo onto Delphi, getting revenge for yesterday. And it's getting really tight here for Nostalgia to be able to get this 1 point. Only 10 seconds left.
10 seconds, and a shot from Charybdis is going to make it even harder in the goal. Finish things off 4-2 here on the side of Starch Esports. Going to pick up this 3rd match here unless we have some miracle kickoffs. Rocket League seems to be in the bag.
I mean, I've seen it happen. It happened yesterday. It was kind of dumb, funny, but it can definitely. I mean, with that kind of kickoff, you're not looking in a great position.
Now that's gonna basically cement it there, and there it is. Starch Esports taking the victory here on Rocket League with the 3-1 match victory. Charybdis again, really just being an impressive play there for their team. And Starch Esports now up 1-0.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely think that this is going to be an opportunity where it's like, all right, that's fine. Not our game, not our map. Let's just move on to the next game. From what I heard, there was a bit of a gentleman's agreement before this, not going to confirm or deny, because, you know, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. But depending on what game we go into, it's definitely still easily doable for Nostalgia. They were playing really, really close to Starch's level, and they did get that first round, remember. It's just Starch happens to be a second half team on Rocket League, so we're going to have to see if Nostalgia can bring things back for themselves.
That we will. And in the meantime, we're going to be heading to a quick break before we figure out what our next match is going to be. It'll probably be the last time you hear my voice tonight. If you're lucky, it's going to be. But we'll be back here pretty soon as we get into our next match.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the finals of the Tranquility Triathlon. I am Mr. Yeti, joined tonight by G Infinity, or looks like he's going by Kraken now. I can't keep track of the name changes. How you doing tonight, Kraken?
I'm good. You know, we've made this joke several times. Eventually, I'm going to have to pick one. G Infinity was the username and nickname that I made all throughout my adolescence.
Mhm.
And then Kraken I made up for League. Eventually, I'm going to have to pick one, but tonight is not that night.
Tonight is whatever we call decide it wants to be. But tonight we are also bringing you Nostalgia taking on Starch Esports. Again, Starch Esports up right now 1-0 after taking Rocket League. This is match point for them. We have a best of one single round of League of Legends here for another point here. If Starch Esports wins this one, they win the championship of the Tranquility Triathlon. And if Nostalgia wins it, we go to Halo Infinite to decide your champion. But right now, it does look like we do have the draft completed, and it was a very kind of interesting and targeted draft, it looks like, by Starch Esports on their bans. And I want to highlight the first two bans from Starch Esports, Lux and Nico. And now Kraken, we both have a extremely... We know this. We know why they're doing this, and you know why as well. Why are they bringing that to the table here?
Yeah, so for Nostalgia, this is sudden death. This is win or go home. And so looking at Starch Esports bans, they've clearly done their homework. Right now, the Lux and the Nico bans go first. Try in the mid lane is a well-known Lux one trick who plays Nico when Lux is banned. And so they clearly understand who they're playing against. And so he opts in for the Vhagar, which I think is a pretty interesting pick. They recently buffed one of his abilities, and so he scales pretty well. I think that Nostalgia's game plan is pretty much going to be, we wait for the end game. We're going to play slow. We're going to play safe. And then eventually our comp is just going to scale, and hopefully we win. You know, that Dr. Mundo and Braum provide for some really nice kind of frontlining damage soaking. Nunu provides some really excellent kind of gank setup. And so Nostalgia has a pretty interesting team comp. Give me something spicy that you see in Starch Esports' lineup. What do you see that strikes you from our man in the jungle?
The first thing has to be the man in the jungle here, and that's Polar. Polar, or Shmurda Man, as you'll see on this game, because why not? Is very well known for his Master Yi. That he brings to the table on his jungle. However, that was banned out immediately by Nostalgia, which I probably should say was expected. And Nostalgia immediately targets him and puts in the Master Yi. So he brings out the Garen. Now, Garen, not known for being an impressive jungler, but Garen actually does have a surprising amount of strength in his clearance because of his passive. His passive lets him regain, I believe, is it 2% of his health?
I don't play Garen. Yeah. I'm not familiar with
it. He regains a small percentage of his health every second when he's not damaged by enemy champions. So while he's in the jungle, damaging jungle minions, he's not taking champion damage. So he's constantly regenerating health that he's losing. He can actually sustain really well in a jungle, clear fairly quickly. The problem is he has no CC, so that hurts their jungling quite a bit. That's the biggest shenanigans I'm seeing. But the one other thing that stands out to me is Nukes. So Nukes is a fantastic League of Legends player. Was actually rated, I believe, the #1 Lilia player in the entirety of NA, which is insane, by the way, to think about. In addition, I believe the #2 Katarina in NA on the ladder. So that's impressive. That's extremely impressive. But they're playing support. They're playing the Janna, which I feel like maybe they start playing with their food a little bit, knowing that maybe this game doesn't matter very much with Halo around the corner. You know, I feel like Starch is really confident about Halo, so maybe they're not necessarily throwing their best effort into this or something like that. But at the same time, Janna, Nukes on Janna. Are we going to see the #1 NA Janna player tonight? Who knows? So
there's only one way to find out. Now I'm stuck on the Polar, aka Shmurdaman37, on Garen in the jungle. Yes. I've looked at his op.gg and he has played it once in the past week, and he had 11 deaths. He did win, but he did have a few deaths, and that I'm thinking about, what makes a great jungler. All right, your ganking, your mechanics, your pathing, your objective control. You aren't getting any of those things with Polar. All right. He is a
No.
master's in chaos and a PhD in running it down. All right. And so he is absolutely going to bring some much needed energy and chaos to this Starch team that might end up well, there's only one way to find out to see how that'll blend with Nostalgia's kind of passive scaling comps. So
yeah, it's interesting because Vagar brings that huge AoE stun, and then obviously Nunu and Braum have fantastic CC and defensive capabilities as well. It's really kind of interesting how strong Nostalgia could be in the late game. However, on that same note, you have Azer. Azer can really take off at a point. Shen is an incredible tank. Really, really strong as a bruiser, and obviously the ultimate ability to basically TP wherever you need him at any point to shield his team is just a fantastic. Plus, he brings that AoE taunt to the table. There's a lot that Shen can do, and why Shen is such a popular pick right now as a top lane champion. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me that Smugs went with the Shen. Smugs has been practicing the Shen quite a bit. So I'm curious to see how this team ends up, because Azer also, we've seen Azer played, and Azer is a very challenging champion. Very challenging.
indeed, yeah.
It's very micromanaging.
Absolutely. It really takes a lot of skill, a lot of macro knowledge that you have to be extremely familiar with this champion in and out. It is a very popular pick of pro players, but its win rate in solo queue on the ladder is very, very low because it is such a difficult champion to make work correctly. So we'll see. This team could go very much either way. Right now, for no other reason than homerism, I am going to give my pred to Nostalgia, just to hope that we force a true sudden death in the Halo matchup. So we'll see. This is win or go home.
All right, looks like right now we're just having a couple of technical difficulties that we're working through right now and getting into spectator mode here. So we're continuing to try to work through that right now, but we will get you updated on that while we're continuing to watch what's going on here as teams are prepping. But it looks like we're just having a little load-in issue in the spectator mode right now. So I believe you might just want to, leave and rejoin here, Booth. That might be for the best while we're taking a look here. So sorry about that, guys. Hey, esports ready, this kind of game, right? It's only been around for what, like 45 years. So,
Well, as we know, Riot is indeed a small indie company that it is quite challenging to make a spectator lobby that doesn't just die. So we'll hop back into it. But that gives me more time to talk about what I want to see in this game. Right now, when I think about the Misfortune Janna versus the Caitlyn Braum, Braum is such a good champion at disengaging, at peeling to protect his carries, and Train on this Caitlyn is gonna be a force to be reckoned with. They did target ban the Jhin and the Kalista away from Train, and so Caitlyn is not necessarily one of his comfort picks, but it is a pretty good champion. And it looks like we're hopping into the game now and getting things underway.
It looks like we are underway. It looks like there was a brief fight of some kind. Apathy already down to half health. Not fully clear what exactly happened, but it looks like we are getting this show underway here on the match. So right now, Apathy, again, playing Nunu and Willem, he has basically infinite healing, so he'll be fine. He's going to consume right there. Now he's back to full health. So here we go again. But looks like Apathy starting off on the red buff. We see Garen starting off on the blue buff. Garen has to manage that mana very carefully. And here comes an attempt. Nukes getting very aggressive into the, that may not be the #1 Janna play I've ever seen.
And that hubris, thy name is Nukes. That is a really, really aggressive play there to try and, get a little cheeky with it. But like Icarus, he just flew too close to red buff and ultimately feeds a kill to the Caitlyn at the very beginning, which is not what you want to see if you're Starch Esports right now.
Not ideal. No, it does mess with Apathy's mojo a little bit in jungle, and for what it's worth, Jan is already back to lane. It's really, really, really small. As Nukes in the chat goes, "Yo, let's remake this."
Yo, remake. Yeah,
hey,
I'm sure that Nukes would like the remake right
Yeah,
now,
I
but
bet he
such is
would.
life.
I bet he would. I bet he would. Here we go. Nukes and Delphi pushing Train and Cry back to their tower. Misfortune, such a fantastic clearing and harassing champion with that rain, or with the bullet. I forget the exact name of the ability, but with the rain of bullets and also the ricochet ability, she can really do quite a bit into annoying lane.
Yeah. This is a very volatile comp, and so there's only one way to see how that ends up. And right now, it's early enough that no gold lead is really significant, especially when you think about the Caitlyn. She hasn't spent that gold in any items yet, and so it doesn't actually provide any value. But it is there. It is a gold lead.
We're seeing the champions right now are just kind of trading blows here. No significant attacks by anybody, but it does look like everybody's just kind of playing around. But Azer in mid is going back to spawn, as it does look like they were taken, or it does look like they're basically out of mana here and just going to go back, get their mana pool back up, get a couple items, set themselves up for success here moving forward. Vagark staying in lane as well. But Nuke's taken very low, not forced out of lane again quite yet. Nuke's trying to go for the death record, it appears, today, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, an interesting thing when I look at some of these lanes is right now we see some trading back and forth. Smugs on the Shen flashes, and Capital's still there, but he might be staying here a little too long. He might be get caught out here.
Unfortunately, Garen not quite fast enough yet. No boots on hand. Capital is able to hang tight there as Smugs tries to get healed up, but can't seem to do it quick enough right now. Is very vulnerable. They're very vulnerable right now to a tower dive potentially here from Capital, but Capital is going to play it safe right now, wisely so, as we see a little bit of action taking place on top lane. Bottom lane continuing to trade out right now. Watching that CS battle, the big all-important bot lane CS battle. Caitlyn slightly ahead currently by actually about 6 CS. That's pretty good lead right now for Train early on.
Yeah, so one thing that as I was saying before the chaos ensued, was that Garen doesn't really have much gank set up, but the thing is, Shen and Azir don't really either. That they can deal with it, and they can each do a decent amount of damage, but they don't really have a lot of gank set up in the way that Veigar does, or in the way that Nunu can provide for his team. As we see Nunu already getting the invade in and stealing away some.
Speaking of invade, we
camps.
see Polar doing the exact same thing on the Garen into raiding out Apathy's camps here as well. So both junglers doing a little bit of thievery here and basically negating each other's effects so far. We see now Apathy headed back to spawn, but now Train and Cry getting the push on here onto Delphi and Nukes on bot lane. And Smugs right now, very vulnerable, is going to get back to turret, but I think Smugs right now is probably going to need to head back pretty soon.
Yeah, there's still not much doing over the course of the game so far. Right now, Train has yet to make use of the items that he has. And so it's going back and forth. Right now, Capital on the Mundo does have the level 6 advantage over Smugs, so he does have ult, and Shen does not. But I'll admit, even when Shen is level 6, his ult doesn't really do anything for the 1v1s. If you don't know, Shen teleports you across the map to a teammate unless you give them a big shield. So like right there, if Shen had ult, it would be useful for him to go across, and then boom, you show up, and you do your damage. And so not much happening yet.
Deputy with a very good flash there to avoid the snowball from Nunu, but a really close attack there onto Try in the mid lane on Veigar. It's going to force Try back, but it does look like Dep on the Azer is also going to go back as well. But Try right now is behind in farm and in experience as well. Just getting to 6 right now as Deputy approaches 7. So right now, very close in that mid lane, and right now it looks like
Polar's looking for something in the mid lane.
This is a very greedy move by Polar, and he's gonna pay the price. A Deputy gets aggressive as well, and also pays the price, but he does get Try. So
yeah, so that is the 1v1 for Starch, and so Polar may have ran in there, but ultimately the mid laners each cancel each other out. Apathy on the Nunu comes away with it, so we still got the lead. As right now, Capital is really putting a lot of pressure onto the Shen and top lane, really pushing that wave. Is right now Apathy on the Nunu looks like he engages on Shen is going to ult right into. That's what we were saying right there. That's what the Shen ult is good for.
Smurda needs to go back. He's right next to Try. He does get the silence on a Try, so that will prevent Try from getting that off. And Nukes comes in on the Janna to secure that kill and the assist gold for his team. A great play by Nukes to secure that kill. And it looks like Starch finally getting one on the board for themselves and narrowing this gap.
Absolutely. That's one of the things we were looking at in pregame, is that this Starch Esports side wants to play aggressive. They want to get out. They want kills, especially for Nukes. Right there, he died a couple times early, but you will easily trade your flash for the shutdown. And if you take a look, he has Dark Seal, an item that gives you more stats and more ability power for any Magic champions for every kill or every assist you get.
Oh, and the turnaround now coming in. Deputy pops the ultimate. Delphi, though, very low, is going to be forced back as the snowball coming in from Nunu, but a great tornado stops the attack there from Nostalgia, and that's going to end this fight here. It looks like Starch, despite it taking very low, isn't giving anything to Nostalgia for free here.
Yeah, it's really much ado about nothing. There's not a lot going on, as we see a little bit of banter in the all chat right there. And so it looks like Nostalgia is going to go for the first dragon of the game. It's an ocean dragon, which means we have no idea what soul will be. Right now it's 5 on the dragon. They are really making sure that no one gets caught out right here. But overall, if you take a look at some of the CS differential right now, Train has over a 30 CS lead over Delphi on the Misfortune. And so that's really what you want to see. That is absolutely a win condition for Nostalgia.
That's significant right now. If you're looking for advantages on the side of Starch Esports right now, really the only run right now is probably in the form of their mid lane, and their junglers are about even right now. We're not seeing, although Apathy does have 2 kills, so scratch the even. Right now, Nostalgia has a pretty considerable lead in this scenario, so Starch Esports is going to need to turn something around here once we start getting out of the farming phase. But Train right now, a fantastic player when it comes to the farm. It's definitely going to benefit them in the long game.
Yeah, absolutely. Train is a player who really thrives when his team is able to kind of play around him. Right here, we see the Nunu engage, just kind of whiff. It is good, but again, not much going on as Nukes on the Janna is able to kind of get himself out of trouble. Right now, there's not much for either team to do. Herald is up on the top side, and so we'll see if Apathy just back might wants to. Oh no, Apathy's still in it.
That's a big ult there from Delphi to try to save Nukes, but usually it's the other way around. The support wanting to save the AD carry. That's not what happened there, and that's going to be another takedown for Nostalgia. Nostalgia right now taking it to Starch Esports.
Yeah, right now you look up at the top, there's a 4-2 kill lead, and there's a 15.4 to 13.4 gold lead. A 2,000 is that's where it starts to become significant. 2,000 gold is really where we're going to see one. Ooh, and Try comes away with the really nice play, flashes in, uses the ult, and doesn't get the kill. The gold differential gets even further. So right now, if you're Nostalgia, you want to keep this going. You have a lead, and you do not want to throw it. This is where you have to start playing with some intention.
Nostalgia right now has the advantage here, and they're looking for an opportunity to extend it. Smugs, despite being behind in CS, has not given up much else right now in the form of his life. Staying alive, which really, if you're playing top lane, not feeding is in many ways like winning. As I say that, he's taken to half health here by Capital again with another cleaver to the face.
Yeah, here we see, so Apathy starting to take the Rift Herald. Right now is using Capital's ton of top lane prio to go and get it. And so they're doing a really good job at taking control of these objectives. It's not just getting the kills. And so overall, Nostalgia really has a good hold on this as Cry pops the Braum ult and just doesn't quite land it.
Maybe a little bit of a overzealous play there from Cry. Delphi, though, all alone right now. Train freezing out that lane very well. Def is now caught, uses the flash to escape that snowball. That was a certain death there if he doesn't use that flash.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a really inspiring jungle performance from Apathy. He's not really a jungle main, although as I say that, it looks like there's some action going up in the top lane, and Apathy looks to counter gank.
And here comes the turnaround now. Apathy on the counter game. Smugs using the flash to try to escape. Cannot, however. Tries to stay alive as long as possible, and it looks like Polar just decides that he doesn't want to play anymore. But he's being chased down by an Apathy now coming at him here. Apathy, it looks like, does have the Ghost as well, as Apathy has popped Ghost. Here comes Depp trying to even the score a little bit, and Nuke's now in play. Has the ultimate. I would expect him to use it. Schmurderman finds Apathy. We have a team fight on. Try finds Schmurderman. Now there's the Janna ult. Moves, was that? Or no, I'm sorry, that was the boom plant there on the Try. Try now slowed by Nukes, and there's the stun on for Try. Nukes and Depp have to finish it off, and Nukes closes the deal here as Depp and Nukes now against Capital. Capital trying to escape his Try now in the fight. This is the fight that will never end. The trickle is on as Nukes is chasing down Capital. Capital flashes to avoid that tornado. And here comes Nukes with the flash as well, because this is the fight that will not end. Here comes Depp with the Azer. Azer not finding that one, but the slow now on to Capital. Depp finding it for the auto attacks, and there it is as Nukes finds the double kill there, or the most prolonged double kill I think I have ever seen.
Yeah, so just to recap: Polar flash, Deputy flash, Smugs flash, Nukes flash, Try flash, Cry did not flash, and Capital flash. That is so many right there. This is absolute chaos, and these teams at this point are absolutely fighting as Nukes almost caught out by that Vagar cage, but gets away. And so maybe they'll take some time to slow down, although it looks like... Yeah, all right.
Apathy was thinking about it there for a minute, but I don't blame him for bailing out of there. That was a wild, like, 3-minute period there.
Oh, it was just everyone fighting. There's another jungle up, and Polar looks to try and stop this Rift Herald from taking tower, but I think that's a foregone conclusion. Yeah, there's a saying I'm fond of. It's a piece of learning. You have to be quick, but don't hurry. And that's, I think, what either of these teams need to try and do.
Delphi, for some reason, decides now is the time to tank a snowball. Here comes Smugs. Unfortunately, misses the taunt on the Nunu as Nunu ghosts out of the fight there. The Smugs with the ultimate there, maybe not the best use of the ultimate, but not able to find the necessary kill there. Try not finding anything as well. But Apathy gets caught out now by Schmurderman and not able to be finished. But there's these little fights, little skirmishes happening everywhere right now.
Oh, yeah, neither of these teams want to wait. Once the fight starts,
here comes Schmurderman now.
Oh, my God, they're everywhere.
It tries to take down Cry, but there's the boom plant to get Cry and Try out of there. Well played. Smugs now in the fight, gets the stun onto Apathy. The ultimate invested by Try, not connecting. Nuke's taken very low, not yet down. Here comes the ultimate from Caitlyn, but it is stolen there by Try on the Vagar.
Man.
And here comes a double kill now. The kills are raining in on the side of Nostalgia. Smugs being caught out right now as well. Deputy uses the ult to escape. And that's going to be it, though. A 3-kill advantage for Nostalgia on that as they set up for second Dragon here. And really well fought by Nostalgia.
Yeah, I tell you what, that is absolutely disastrous from the side of Starch Esports. That is really not what you want to see. You lose your top tower. You lose a lot of farm in that top and let Capital kind of farm for free. You lose Dragon, and you give them several kills. And that's really not good, especially on the Janna, who was the majority of your kills. Mm-hmm. And with the Dark Seal, you really don't want to be giving up death like that. And so it's really tough, especially because there just wasn't much to gain in that fight, although Train TFT looks to be caught out here.
Here comes Nukes, and what an ultimate, forcing Train back. Delphi and Train now. Oh, but Train turns it!
Oh, what a turnaround.
You don't engage a Caitlyn sitting in a bush. That is the problem here. Nukes is going to get the shutdown, though. That's a lot of shutdown gold for a Janna.
That is a lot of shutdown gold for a Janna, and so you'd rather have it than not have it. But you'd rather have it on your Misfortune. You'd rather have it on your Azir. It's really not where you wanted to try right there. Gets another kill onto the Azir.
Maybe the ultimate was not necessary. He had about 100 health, but
it's not about the ult. It's about sending a message.
Message received. You have no ultimate. Apathy trying to find Schmurderman here. Here comes Try and Smugs turning around to get on a Try. A big ultimate from Apathy chunks down Starch Esports. Smugs trying to stay on Try, cannot finish the job here. Nukes is 1 health, but that's not discouraging him from trying to take down Cry. This is just insanity, and here comes the TP. Nukes is just... Oh, wait! Delphi! That is not how you deal with a teleporting situation there. minor mistake there from Delphi, no question. And him and Nukes are, well, they're getting out.
Yeah, this is really, I feel like if you're Starch, your main win condition has to be, all right, let's slow down, let's get on the same page, and let's play around the next dragon. All right, let's farm, let's get into a place where Nunu can't gank us, and just play as safe as possible. Right now, you're down almost 7,000 gold, and that's really not what you want. That you have the objective bounties coming online, that their way to get back into this has to be a slow and steady progression. You're not going to win any team fights at this point in the game. Let's see if Nukes, who has that kind of really valuable experience, is going to be able to translate that to the rest of his team. You know, can he rally everyone together and say, hey, this is how we need to play it?
Here we go now for Starch trying to rally back here, but Smug's caught up by Capital. Smug's trying to put the juke move onto Capital, but it's not happening, and he's going to be forced back towards turret here, but not before he eats another cleaver.
Smugs doesn't even have his mythic yet. Oh, he flashes, but it's predictable.
Smug's getting caught now by Capital. It's just a matter of time here, and Capital finished the job on the Smugs. Smugs definitely struggling in that top lane. Mundo, very challenging to take on here. I mean, Nostalgia right now is in firm control here, as Apathy, with, again, an inspiring jungle performance, has pushed into Starch Esports. Schmurderman uses the ultimate, but not able to connect with anything. Deputy uses his own ultimate, but doesn't find anything with it, and it's all Nostalgia right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, Apathy may have been a little bit new, may have been a little bit unreliable on the Rocket League pitch, but right now he is the main benefactor for this team, that he has done so much to set them ahead. He has so much gank potential, and that's one thing about Nunu. You don't even have to gank to receive value, because it's just the threat of him rolling in on that snowball that is really so fearsome. And so even though Tri has been getting so many kills, Train has been getting so many kills on their respective champions, ultimately it's a really good job to get everything all together for this objective control. So really well done by Nostalgia. The 10k gold lead. It's not over yet. Starch absolutely can come back and win, but they have to be slow. They have to know that there are some fights you just can't take. You know, wait until someone is out of position. Wait until you can catch someone red-handed. But for right now, there's no need to fight, because you won't do anything in it.
Nope. There's no need to fight right now if you're Starch. You just got to chill right now. It is not really happening for Starch Esports here so far, but the thing with League of Legends is the longer the game goes, the more even it gets, and those spawn timers get longer and longer. As Delphi eats yet another snowball, Apathy uses the ultimate to freeze Delphi up there. Here comes Nukes to save Delphi. Nukes is very powerful, and Delphi is not. Delphi, unfortunately, that ultimate does not really connect, as Schmurderman now drops very low, but not finished because of the Janna ultimate from Nukes to try to keep this thing back live. Smugs back in, teleports in, taunts almost all of Nostalgia. Actually, a really good save there from Smugs. Kind of a low-value target right now for Nostalgia. Not really much gold gain there from killing Smugs. So actually a really good ultimate there and a sack there to help his team try to stay alive right now. But honestly, for Starch, where do you go from here? Because you're down in every aspect of this game right now.
Yeah, like we were saying, there were a couple of times in this game that they had the opportunity to try and slow down. I feel like a broken record here. But at this point, I think the 22-6 kill differential, the 12k gold differential, that it's really a lot here. At this point, it's almost insurmountable. You look at some of the items across Starch. Smugs doesn't really have a mythic yet. Misfortune, Delphi has yet to build his mythic. That they're just behind. You know, you're not gonna win any team fights when the Caitlyn on the other team has the Gale Force, has the
Nukes.
Oof.
There, I mean, if you're Nostalgia, you're recognizing who the biggest threat on the team is right now. And it's not exactly going the way, and perhaps the hubris was a little strong here from Starch Esports in this one, intentionally nerfing their team a bit. But you know, I guess that means we get a round of Halo potentially coming up here, unless Starch finds a way to rally from basically near insurmountable odds.
Absolutely. We on production always love a juicy little final. Like they say, there's nothing better in sports than Game 7. Well, fortunately, we aren't going to Game 7, but sudden death, winner go home is the kind of match that you love to see. And so, unless Nostalgia do something Shakespearean tragically, then it looks like we're going to be going on to Halo as both teams looking to see how they can end this map. Right now, I feel like Starch just is looking to lose gracefully, you know?
At this point, rather than why forfeit? You know, it's a tournament anyways. What do you force Nostalgia to finish the job? And having played in quite a few of pugs with these guys, if there's one thing they're terrible at, it's knowing when to finish a game. Because by now, in most situations, I feel like this would already be over. They really have the ability to just run it down mid right now, but they're choosing instead to still spread out, which is interesting to me. I feel like it's a little bit, you know, maybe drawing out the inevitable here for no reason. And here comes Starch again, or Nostalgia again. The huge snowball negating Zelfi's ultimate.
Goodness.
It's just far too much here. They're just continuing to just beat him up right now. The ultimate comes in trying to find nukes, eaten by Schmurdaman. But it doesn't matter. It's just Nostalgia right now running all over Starch Esports. And the apathy just doesn't care about the turret whatsoever. Schmurdaman is all alone, and I feel like Schmurdaman is about to be a victim more than anything. Nukes. Nukes.
From downtown, Capital is able to hit the cleaver onto Nukes. Oof. It's all over but the crying.
Capital with the expert aim of a low plat DPS right there, coming up big with that cleaver onto Nukes. But right now, like I said, it's they have Baron at this point. It is just a matter of maybe a few minutes before this fight is over.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeti, one interesting thing that I would love your insight on. League of Legends is somewhat infamous for being a game that can be pretty tough on the mental. With your experience of these teams, your experience in this community, how do you think that the frustration from this game might seep into the next game? How, if you're Starch Esports, how do you feel coming into Halo? You know, taking that command in League, in Rocket League, how do you feel? Step me into the mind of this team.
Of Starch Esports?
Yeah.
They win Halo 3-0.
Really? Oh, that's quite a spicy take.
I'm not just being I mean, I do manage that team, but I'll just be perfectly real with you. They knew going in that League of Legends would be the second one, and they knew they were probably going to play with their food. And it looks like they just played with it a little more than they should have, perhaps. But they're very confident going into Halo, and I think, you know, from Starch's perspective right now, League of Legends, you know, it is what it is. They were ready. You know, I think right now you just reset mentally and you prepare for a game that you know you're going to be the favorite in. You know, especially if you're Charybdis, who's sitting on the bench right now waiting to get into Halo. We saw Charybdis pop off yesterday on stream, so Charybdis has got to be hungry to come in here and you know, take it for that.
Yeah, well, anyone who knows me, I live for a good drama, and so if they came into this, I wonder how Nostalgia might feel knowing they weren't even taking this seriously. They were willing to play us in Halo. You know, that they weren't even trying this game. You know, does that leave you with a chip on your shoulder? And so there's only one way.
Knowing Nostalgia, I don't think it's a chip on their shoulder, just as much as they're probably just giggling about it more than anything else. I mean,
okay, fair, yeah.
Let's be real here. But
it's the finals, Yeti. I'm trying to drum up excitement. All right, we need the narratives. We don't need giggling.
Which true, no giggling allowed. This is the Tranquility Triathlon, guys. We can't. This is all for all the gold, all the marbles right now. And it is all, you know, it is all over for Starch Esports. They have been plundered. They are marooned. They have scurvy, to quote what is being said in Twitch chat right now.
Zero wenches.
Yeah,
no
zero
wenches
for Starch Esports. But Starch, unfortunately, comes up short in League of Legends. And like we said, you know, obviously maybe a little bit of shenanigans there, but it all comes down to Halo right now. And these two teams have had their individual successes in that game. So it certainly it will come down to what is most certainly going to be an entertaining round to decide your Tranquility Triathlon champions. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break while we get Halo loaded up. Stay tuned. We will be right back with our final round of the Tranquility Triathlon.
secret, baby. I love you in secret, baby.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Tranquility Triathlon, the finals here. Starch Esports and Nostalgia tied 1-1, heading to our final game, and that is Halo Infinite, the most recently released of the 3 games played in the Tranquility Triathlon, and most likely the one that is probably to have the most scuffed lobbies possible. Unfortunately.
That's what I've heard. I was in the production lobby last night when they were trying to make Halo work, and goodness gracious, was it a pain. So shout out to Booth for holding it down.
I got to give him some credit for sure. And I will say also as well, we are excited because we are bringing you our first Halo Infinite broadcast for both myself and Kraken here tonight. So we are in this with all of you, wondering what's going to happen next. All we know is people are going to make shoot, and people will fall and die.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear this game's all about. So hopefully it'll be entertaining. That's basically all I'm looking for.
Well,
Remind me, Eddie, does the winner get anything?
No.
But what can our viewers at home get if they try to enter our giveaway?
You see, in the business, we call that a segue, everybody. If you enter our giveaway, that's exclamation point giveaway in the chat, you can do that. There are 3 different ways to do There are 3 different ways to get into the giveaway. We have a giveaway going on. If you enter in with giveaway entries in our chat, you hit that little coin where the Trank Bucks are that is down right beneath the chat window. You can see the little coin there. It should have a number next to it. If you have 1,000 of those Trank Bucks, you can cash them in for a giveaway entry. And then also, if you follow us on Twitter and you also subscribe to our YouTube channels, do those two things in addition to get those giveaway entries. We're drawing 1 winner in all those different places who will receive a $50 Amazon gift card. So lots of cash on the line here for people who are throwing the follows our way. So you're not going to want to miss those opportunities here, and it's all free. We're not asking for much. Could not possibly be any more free than this. So nonetheless, but if you do want to continue to support Tranquility Gaming, as we do start now into our actual regular season, our preseason of our Overwatch tournament, starting up here next week, by the way, on Tuesday. Here we come, guys. It is right around the corner. If you want to support us, the best way you could do that is by throwing us a subscription here on Twitch. Just by tuning in, honestly, you're already supporting us. You can throw us that subscription here on Twitch. Follow all our socials as well. Make sure to punch that bell so you can catch all of our broadcasts and tune in. You're not going to want to miss anything we're bringing forward this season. We'll have content on pretty much every weeknight, guys. There's Tranquility stuff happening every day, and it's only going to get better from here. But I think right now here, Kraken, we are setting up still for the Halo lobby. It is still going very, very slow going, unfortunately, right now, as we're working
I
to
am
get
the
that
new
in.
Kraken.
But it looks like, is Kraken having some technical issues, or what happened? I wasn't.
No, I'm just here.
Oh, he's back! He's back! Ty! Ty!
The man has returned from whence he came. I was just doing dishes.
You're doing the dishes, and you almost missed out on Halo. How dare you?
I am fast at dishes. Don't worry, I had it done. Oh well.
Oh, lobby.
Time to come back with the lobby being the lobby. Thank you, Microsoft. Small indie company. Very cool.
The Halo lobby is currently being the Halo lobby. So, Ty, I know you have to be excited because again, the Overwatch season is
Oh my god.
the preseason starts next week here, Ty. It's right here.
You have no idea, Yeti. I have a personal plan for this whole upcoming season. I know exactly what I want to do, what I want to be in this next season. And I'm just saying, I'm gunning for that best caster of the season. I'm gunning for it. I last season was kind of like my debut season as an actual consistent caster. This season, I'm winning that award. I'm coming for your throats, kids.
Well, setting yourself up there pretty darn nicely. I think they're trying to get the lobby remade right now. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. You seem to be a little bit more apt to Halo than I am here, Ty. So you're well versed to what's going on here.
Well, you see, that's where the fun part comes in. I barely know what I'm talking about either. So we're going to be in a position where if you don't really know what's going on, I don't really know what's going on, but it's going to be fun while we don't know what's going on. We're going to just watch people click on each other's heads. And, you know, I was here yesterday for it, so I have 1 day's casting experience. Not to brag.
Wow. I mean, I'm impressed by that. That's at least 100% more than mine. So I have to say that is an impressive accomplishment there.
I mean, if we're talking percentages, then that's infinite more percent because, 0 to 1 is infinite percentages. It's just,
It's true. It's true.
yeah. I took advanced math classes in high school.
Well, that's good. Exactly. Well, I mean, let's face it, if you're a gamer, you know the Halo franchise. It's been around since the year 2000, I want to say, or 1999. It's been around forever here. So, but here we go, and Starch Esports loading in. Finally, we get their roster here. Oh, and it looks like Booth is on a team.
Excellent.
It's a bad lobby, unfortunately, so we got to restart this. So here we go again. But
okay, you know what? You gotta love it. It's a little bit NA, but it wouldn't be Tranquility without it, would it?
it wouldn't be Halo more than anything else right now, because I think as much as we joke about the scuff of Tranquility at times, god dang, it doesn't seem like it has a cold to candle but to Halo right now. With how scuffed their lobbies are, but we are continuing to work through that, guys. We appreciate your patience here as we get going. But Ty, we are just right around the corner now to preseason. Like I said, preseason matches are starting on Tuesday, and that's just crazy. One of my favorite little storylines coming into this Tranquility season: none of the champions are returning.
Really?
They're all gone. Flashbacks. They have Nostalgia Org is actually taking a break coming into this strength season. So Flashbacks not playing. They're not here to defend their title. Reminiscence also not back to defend their title. Alpha is also not back. They are taking a break from the game. So the Alpha not back either. So you see it's wide open. God Hand is also not here anymore.
What about the Marsupial Org? I'm guessing they're sticking around.
Marsupials are still around. They're still sticking around, and they look just as competitive as ever, of course.
That's actually my favorite narrative coming into this season, because last season all three of them had a potential to win their respective divisions, ended up getting shut out. So now all of their respective rivals per division are out of the equation. So coming into this next season, they are primed and ready to finally get that triple championship, that elusive triple championship.
So here we go. Now it finally looks like we are in the game. Lobby scuff resolved. Unfortunately, frame rate issues not resolved, but that seems to be Halo's main problem right now. We apologize for that as we continue to try to make that better. But here we go now. Smugs engaging on this Stronghold game type, and it looks like Starch Esports already holding A and B and putting the siege onto C here, as it looks like Smugs and Charybdis just clean house.
Yeah, I mean, Starch was super impressive to me last time I watched them play the Halo game, the one and only. Particularly how they decided to utilize their strategies around Schmeat Demon being more defensive, more passive. Great little flank there, but I mean, they're just so smart with how they're playing this video game, and trying to prove me wrong.
Well, Delphi finds a couple there with that BR sitting on the high ground here overlooking point C. So Delphi in a good spot right now as points are currently being held into majority to Nostalgia. So Nostalgia wrapping up the points as we speak, but Starch, it does look like is cleaning house. And if you look at the kill death situation, Starch has a small advantage there.
Yeah, and this is really one of those things that I talked about last time where, like, I'm going to keep bringing it up because I always find it so amazing how they're just proving the point over and over again. Charybdis, he is 5-1, ridiculous KD, but then you look at Schmid and oh, he's not doing anything in the lobby. That could not be further from the truth. He is their backbone every single time. He's had very high, consistent weapon accuracy, and he's a very reliable player for this team. And it's really impressive to me how they coordinate their strategies.
It really is. They obviously are experienced in this game, and I think it really shows here from what we're seeing from specifically Charybdis and Smugs. So they're both obviously putting in some time in this game, it looks like here. But Delphi certainly also included, and Polar, also known as Schmidt Demon. Well, he's there.
I mean, he is there, and he is everywhere. Oh my goodness! Great.
And it looks.
Not get away with that.
It looks like they were sitting there giving him the business, and unfortunately, Train did not like that. Tried to get back in there, but then was immediately dropped by Charybdis. But now we see Cry getting a couple kills there as well, and Smugs goes down too. So seeing bodies starting to hit the floor now, but Charybdis just takes control with Schmidt Demon or Polar finding the final kill there on the Cry. And now we have 3 strongholds held by Starch, and look at the scoreboard just quickly climb.
Yeah, the little bit of a brawl on A as there were mostly melee fights, but it was really it was really good play from Starch last fight or just recently, and now this has been how it's going for this stronghold game mode, where one team gets a 100-point lead, and now there has to be a comeback. That's what Nostalgia needs to try and happen right now. There's a sniper rifle on the field. You need to watch your head here. One wrong move, and you can just be toast.
One wrong move, you could be toast. It's in the hands of Charybdis, who is the kill leader on the field right now, trying to find any targets to frag out on here, not finding anything, moving to a new high ground position, tries to connect there, just cannot, but Smugs does get apathy, so they'll continue to have the stronghold advantage here as they get A back as well, and Starch Esports right now is in firm control, and Smugs is just giving the business to Capital there. Maybe a little bit of a rivalry here between Capital and a couple of the members of Starch for sure. You got to figure.
I mean, if there's any,
Delphi.
If there's any game you're gonna give them the business, and it's gonna be the game that originated the business.
Exactly.
One thing I want to mention, I keep bringing this up, but the teamwork, you can just see on the scoreboard how good Starch are at working together. Combined assists, they have about 20, compared to the 5 combined assists from Nostalgia. They're always looking at a similar target. They're always focus firing in a game that, in theory, you don't need that much focus fire. This is just getting toxic at this point.
Here, it's questionably like toxic levels, but we see a lot of banter from these two teams going at it here tonight, and Starch is definitely having their way in this situation here. But it looks like Smugs is taken down there. Finally, Charybdis loses that over shield, looking for another target here, trying to stabilize. Got the Needler in hand here, and but that's just it. 250 to 9. This is where you type GG close in chat.
I mean, it was very, very close, but I mean, I've still seen more dominant scoreboards somehow in many games, but I mean, it's just more proof to how good Starch Esports are at this game in particular. I think that as somebody who isn't very well versed in Halo as a fan or as a player, it's still impressive to me to watch how Starch Esports play and their unique ideas and strategies, where they have one player who's playing more defensive, who's not going in as much, not having that same level of damage taken as well as much damage dealt, but they're such a good backbone. And then you have a couple of players who just dominate the server every single round. You have Charybdis, who always goes in, who always goes aggressive and gets these kills at important moments. And you have the other two players who are somewhere in the middle at every point, where they're kind of taking turns in how they're playing the game. it's a really, really impressive strategy for me personally, where it's goodness gracious, over 50% weapon accuracy for 2 of the players on Starch is absurd.
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of aim. We've seen fantastic aim talent from those players for sure. Damage done. Charybdis almost did as much damage as, well, like as most of that's insane actually. I'll go ahead and say that that's crazy. Charybdis just completely in control there. That was just dominant, frighteningly so, honestly.
Yeah, and that's the general gist of how things have happened so far in Halo. When you're playing against Starch Esports, do you have a plan for Charybdis? Yes. Then you have a chance, and you need to focus on their other strength as well, which is, their more defensive player, their most defensive late backline player. If you don't have a plan for Charybdis, you can't even think about that last player. You're just gonna get your heads pounded in again and again and again. He's just going to rip your head off.
Exactly, and we saw that time and time again. Like, it seemed like even when he was outmatched from just a pure manpower perspective, it didn't seem to matter. Just better gunplay from Charybdis overall here. And, for what it's worth, Charybdis is a more experienced Halo player than what we're seeing here from pretty much all of Nostalgia. I think Cry is their most experienced, but I could be wrong on that. I might just be talking completely out of my rear end on that one, so don't hold me to that by any means. We're heading now to Slayer here, and it looks like we're going to the streets. Slayer, different game type here. It's just kill. It's just straight up team deathmatch, and who comes out on top in the kill lead. Do you have any feelings about how this one's gonna go here, Ty?
Well, despite being debatably the most frag-centric in concept, I think that this has been the one that Starch Esports have been playing the most defensive in their past, where they're trying to hold the position harder than they do on Stronghold, where once they get a kill lead, they will bunker down, send Charybdis into the enemy team, be like, yeah, he's just going to kill 3 of you, what are you going to do about it? And then the other 3 players just sit back and watch the carnage unfold.
Exactly. So right now we will, we're still waiting for this Halo lobby to load up because that's Halo, as it seems.
Welcome to Halo Infinite.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to Halo Infinite. But here we go right now. We do see, again, Rank Slayer on the streets. We are going to Slayer mode here. There's a lot of different types of modes in here. Again, you have Strongholds, which we've already seen. You have Capture the Flag, basically the OG of all coordinated team play shooter game modes.
So one thing, it's a little bit off topic, so sorry for bringing it up, but there's a show I've been watching recently. I'm sure many people have heard of it, called Cobra Kai. And there's two karate teams in that show named Eagle something and Cobra Kai. Obviously, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm going to spoil a little bit. And I just want to say one of these 2 things is inspired by the other, probably. Eagle Cobra. Is that just me?
I honestly have no earthly idea. To see, this is actually the second time I have seen the ranked the custom game lobby for this game, and the first time was the previous round. So, me, I have no earthly idea what is happening right
now. The clicky boom boom is what's going on. We got
exactly.
But I'm really excited to see if Nostalgia is going to be able to find a way to break through what Starch Esports bring on this map type. It's a really interesting idea to how you would expect to just go in and kill people. They play it so defensively, and they play it so oriented around playing back, playing with their defensive key defensive pieces in a way that most teams and most games, even at higher levels, don't really do as much. And just relying on Charybdis to just go out there, go from unexpected locations, and kill the enemy team.
I mean, Charybdis was just the absolute shining star of that. But looking at everybody here, I mean, really, if you look at what Smugs is doing as well, definitely outplaying this scenario here. Delphi appears to be outplaying this as well. I mean, the Nostalgia is playing from behind, but anything can happen here. It looks like they're trying to get loaded in now into the streets. Again, we are going to Slayer here, and hopefully this one ends up working out. So, it's kind of a it's an interesting little scenario here coming into. You got to feel like if you're nostalgia, you're probably feeling kind of down right now.
I mean, yeah, but this is also debatably the best Halo team that we have in the tournament. I heard that the Marsupial organization was really, really good at Halo, but from what I've seen, I haven't seen Marsupial play, so all I can say is Starch, pretty darn good. And yeah, that's my expert analysis. Starch good, and just give us a second while Microsoft is Microsoft, and we're waiting for the lobby to be able to function.
Here we go. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh, I did hear a sigh from our producer. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign when you hear that. So
I mean, you call it a bad sign. I just call it I call it sad.
yeah, I call it sad too. I think Smugs crashed out, unfortunately, so we're trying to get back in here now with this round here again for Starch Esports. If maybe we take just a quick break here.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just take a quick break here while we're trying to get the lobby issue sorted out. Hopefully we'll be back here in about just 1 minute. Welcome back, everybody. We are in the game now here in Slayer and the streets. We have Starch Esports up right now, 1-0 in Halo. And again, this is a first to 50 death match right now. It comes down to who gets the kills, and that is pretty much it. As Charybdis does find Cry on that one as well. Here's the rocket launcher now in the hands of Charybdis, and that is bad news bears if you are Nostalgia, but the bad news quickly ends as Charybdis is taken down here. The rocket launcher, and really in Halo, collecting weapons is just one of the most critical parts of the game. Finding those key weapons, the rocket launcher, the sniper, and things like that.
Yeah, the energy sword. Yeah,
Yes. No, you got it. You did it.
I promise I've played Halo before. I just had a moment, but like those really critical weapons, like you're saying that especially the one-shot weapons, right? Obviously,
Yes.
Considering how most of the initial primary weapons, except for the battle rifle, I think can one-shot, depending on certain ranges. Most cannot one-shot at all. So having those one-shot weapons like the energy sword, like the rocket launcher, can be a really big boon for your team. And the rocket launcher, especially with AoE potential against a well-coordinated team who are grouping up in certain areas. And this has been a pretty good match so far for Starch. Or round, I should say.
It has been a good round here for Starch so far, up 13-4, pretty dominantly ahead right now. Smug's actually standing out right now as the kill leader at 5-0. Charybdis sitting at 3-2 now, I should say 4-2. Finds Capital there with that grenade and BR shot. Smugs, though, now sitting with his 6th kill of the match, but his first death at the hands of the train. And right now, it seems like every time Nostalgia's getting 1 kill, Starch is finding 2.
Yeah, and that's really the situation that you're in sometimes against this team, where they will just find the kills where they really should not be. I remember last night there was a situation where Kurtibus just went into the enemy team, just walked into them, killed 2, killed 3, just get them. Like that's just the situation you're in when you're against Starch Esports, where you have to be ready for those situations and you have to punish them for their over-aggression.
Nostalgia is continuing to get punished right now, it seems like, here by Starch, as Charybdis now up to 8-2. Schmidt Demon does find himself on the floor here right now. But again, the kills are continuing to trading kills right now is just not going to work for Nostalgia. Starch, they're going to have to find ways to win these skirmishes convincingly. And right now, the gunplay just isn't quite working. As I say that, Apathy finds the headshots. But right now, Starch halfway to victory already here, up 26-13.
Yeah, and one thing that Starch is doing fairly decently, but isn't really being seen much from the other side, is that Nostalgia just are not playing these neutral right now, where like Starch are in complete control over the map. They have full map control effectively. Meanwhile, the other side, they're mostly just playing this as a skirmish, and it really shows how good you can be at this game, which on the surface is so simple.
It is. I mean, and that's kind of the beauty of Halo in a lot of ways. It's an incredibly simple game at its core. You know, it is oftentimes comes down to who aims better. You know, but at the same time, there's so much nuance. Even to a game as simple as Slayer, like, you talk about map control. We talked about controlling weapon spawns. We talked about just look at this high ground control right now that's being executed by Train as he's killed on high ground. But still, I mean, controlling high ground locations can be very critical as well. And the rocket launcher now in Delphi's hands, and we'll see if Delphi is equipped to be able to handle the rocket launcher here better than he was handling the Misfortune in League of Legends, because that was that did not go well. We'll see if the rocket launcher, yes, it goes better. It already is better because he at least has killed 1 person with it.
Boom! Yes, Delphi. Boom.
It's funny as I say that he does drop there as well, but Capital's taken down afterwards. But again, 39-4 or 39-18, Starch is just firmly.
Yeah, and this is one of those scary situations. They immediately back out of it, and what are you doing there, King? He's just walking out in the open in a situation where he's putting himself in a lot of danger, a lot of risk in a situation where he could have easily tried to regroup with his team, and that really shows what this team needs to work on, in my opinion, where they can try to regroup just a little bit more in these situations where, yeah, you're dead. just take a second to regroup. You do not have many deaths remaining that you can spend.
Now, for people who play Halo more than, or for people who play like Overwatch more than Halo, one thing about Halo that's a lot more prevalent is the presence of, melee attacks. We just saw Cry in the kill feed there, taking out Charybdis there with a melee. But melee attacks can be very critical, especially if you hit somebody in the back because it's just a one-shot kill. But melees can be incredibly critical in winning fights here, as well as grenade usage. There's just little nuances to Halo that don't exist in other shooters.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a magical member of Starch Esports just appearing on the screen right there for a
It
second.
really was. And there it is. It's over. 50-21. Starch Esports taking Slayer, moving up 2-0 in Halo. And Starch is just right now firmly in control of the situation. And they are looking to close it out here and take home the Tranquility Triathlon.
Yeah, last night, what it felt like a lot of the time, Starch wasn't taking their opponents quite as seriously. They were having a lot more fun with them, going a little bit more BM, going a little bit more risky and crazy. Here, they're just no frills, no nonsense,
No
kill the enemy
frills.
team, take their head off, win the video game, etc. And they're pulling it off really, really well through simple mechanics, as well as the great map control that's coming out from them. They have such good map control. That's the biggest strength as a team, in my opinion, where it always feels like they have the critical positions, and it's just Nostalgia struggling, grasping for air as they're just getting completely closed out.
I will point out there some sus accuracy there for Delphi, sitting at 31% on the table. If you're Nostalgia, your accuracy ratings are way better than your opponents. It's just your opponents had better map control. That's pretty much what it boiled down to, like you said. I mean, you got to give credit to Nostalgia. They're out here. They're giving it their shot. They know that they are at least, from a perspective of more experience in this game, they are outclassed right now.
They're the underdogs.
By Starch. They are the underdogs, but they are still out here. They're giving it their all. You got to give some credit to even making the effort, because it would be easy just to say, you know what, we're not going to win this. We're going to forfeit. But you got to give credit to the competitive spirit they're bringing to the table. And honestly, they have shown signs of life, and they haven't exactly just rolled over here. They are putting forward a competitive effort, certainly better than what we saw Starch do in League of Legends.
Yeah, and it's something that, kind of reflects on the stats a little bit as well, where they are doing well mechanically. They have the higher on average accuracy, where they have multiple players in the 40% to 50% range. But the most important stat to show what Starch is doing that Nostalgia just isn't is Starch has the assists.
Yes.
Like I said, in the last game mode, they had over 20 assists between the whole team. Meanwhile, Nostalgia only had 5. If you want to take down Starch, you need to start listening to each other, communicating with each other, and focus firing just a little bit better.
It's nuance. We talked about how nuance is so important in this game. The little things, doing the little things right here. Right now, we are going to recharge. Not sure of the game type here. Looks like it's Oddball. Oddball is unique to Halo. I do love Oddball, though.
It's one of those game types that I talked about last night, where a lot of FPSs don't really experiment with the capture the flag archetype, but those that do can come up with some really interesting things, and Oddball is one of those, where you obviously control the ball, and as you're holding it, you get more points, you can do some really fun stuff with it, and the main strategy that's going to be coming out here from Starch Esports, they're going to give the ball to Schmidt, he's going to hold it for basically the whole game, and Charybdis is not going to have a single objective point in the whole game. That's what happened tonight. That's my expectation.
That's my expectation as well. It does look like we are loaded in here. Again, Oddball, they do 2 rounds of Oddball, or they do best of 3, I should say, in Oddball here. So ball is first picked up here by Starch Esports in the hands of Delphi. The Delphi continuing to rack up the points you see on the bottom of your screen right now. Delphi, while in control of the ball, he can hold the ball. He can attack with the ball by hitting people with it as a melee attack, but he cannot shoot his firearm. So while you do have the ball, you are technically at disadvantage. And you will notice that they actually just swapped ball carrier over to Schmidt team. And like you said, they do make the change to allow a new ball carrier to be put in place. And it looks like he's trying to set himself up here in just a very secure place where he can chill, hold the ball, and let his team defend him.
Yeah, and the best part about that is you can send 1 or 2 people to go on their own individual flanks, and unless a situation like this happens where you got an energy sword on the other team who just cleans you up, you have an opportunity to just jump off the map and reset the ball here with how you're playing. And yeah, you can't push into this energy sword right now.
It's very good. And we see Train right now is just deciding to play defense on the ball. Ball has been now picked up by Apathy. Train sitting there with that energy sword. And again, as we talked about, ooh, unfortunate there as he's dropped down. Energy sword is now on the ground being searched for, it looks like, by Schmeat Demon, but he gave it up as the ball respawns. When the ball does get thrown into the pit there, it did respawn. And Starch now sitting comfortably with Nostalgia trying to rebound here, as an unfortunate grenade miss almost cost Smugs his life there. But the ball now back in Schmeat Demon's hand, like you said, Ty.
Yeah, it's so much pressure here, though, from Nostalgia, where they are in a really good position to make something happen. Critabus drops low. If they get this kill, then that's going to be a... Oh, they don't even get the kill, but the ball isn't held right now by Schmeat.
And Delphi does pick up the ball, trying to add a few crucial points on here. Again, it's first to 100 in this game mode as Delphi is continuing to rack up the seconds with that ball. 69, 70 seconds now as that clock continues to go. Schmeat Demon finds another pick there. Looking really, really strong this round, and it appears Nostalgia is just unfortunately currently being outclassed there, but Tater Thought finds the great assassination onto Schmeat Demon. That's Train assassinating Polar for those Tranquility fans. And right now for Starch, they are firmly in control. They have the ball, or they don't have the ball currently. Now they do. And it looks like Starch Esports is going to walk away with this round here.
Smug's got a really good pair of kills right there, which helps save them the round. But something interesting they're doing is an adaptation, which I didn't really expect. Smugs, or not Smugs, but Delphi is the one holding the ball most of the time, not Schmeat. They're giving him the responsibility right now, I'm guessing, because he's not feeling as powerful in his mechanics right now. He's not feeling quite as confident, or because Schmeat just feels like he's on a roll right now. That's a really good adaptation. I really like that kind of decision from them. And yeah, the balls are immediately gone.
Ball's immediately back out of hands. We see a brief lead here for Nostalgia, but Starch is looking for ball control right now as Apathy is taken down. Ball now in the hands again of Nostalgia as they continue to rack up the points. Nostalgia just trying to put something on the board to their credit, but Starch right now is in control. We do see, again, kills being traded out here. So in oddball trades are kind of okay if you're the team behind. You don't mind trading in this because the more people that go down, you know, the better, the less ball time is being had. Right now, nobody's able to even get to the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we got Schmeat right next to it. Does manage to pick it up, but so low. Nobody manages to push this. Critabus covers his back. Hey, takes out Capital.
Really good play there from Charybdis, being able to cover the back of Schmeat Demon there. That actually is going to set up Starch to begin racking up the lead right now. And again, look at the pressure from Smugs, just absolutely rolling over Nostalgia there. Smugs, some fantastic gunplay there to set that one up. And you know, normally if you're the ball holder, you hide, but
he's going for scouting. I really like that. Oh my god, you're just gonna take the duel. Just do it to him.
He did, but oh, it's a trade there, an even trade. Nobody's racking up any points right now. Starch in control of the ball here. They do grab it for just a second, or Train grab it for just a second. He's trying to. Oh,
you take yourself out.
You know, you can't run over your own grenade. This is a junk here, Train. This is Halo. Unfortunate there as the ball is looking to maybe, is the ball about to reset here? The ball might be resetting.
It looks like it, but it's we got a little bit of sword action out on the battlefield right now. And oh no, are you gonna be able to take? Oh, goodbye, Capital.
Oh, goodbye, Capital. Smug showing off his best Shimada brother impression right now, with Charybdis trying to find just with tracking at borderline Mr. Yeti levels there, tracking from Charybdis briefly. But hey, you know, we can't all be superstars. But Charybdis right now is trying to find some kills on Nostalgia here as the ball still sits unclaimed. And now is claimed by Delphi finally, who seems to be
Critabus sneaks that kill away. Are you gonna get two more? One more?
He's gonna get two more. Oh, he can't find a third as Tater Thought gets the double kill there. That's Train again finding the double kill, but the ball now in the hands of Schmeat Demon. That's Polar, and they are now halfway to victory in this round and halfway to the Tranquility Triathlon Championship here for Starch Esports. Charybdis laying down the covering fire. Ty, it's been constant action here, but it seems like we're not really getting to resolution.
Yeah, I mean, Schmeek got caught with his pants down a little bit. That's a quite the revelation there to be beholden. But Critibus, they're finally starting to punish him. They're starting to punish these aggressive angles that he goes for, and Smug's just gonna immediately start picking up the slack. 12 and 2 right off this guy.
12 and 2 for Smugs. Smugs is just absolutely fragging out right now for Starch Esports. A familiar saying, it seems like, for if you're talking about the Overwatch season last season as well. Smugs setting up on that high ground, overlooking multiple members of Nostalgia. Not really any fear sitting on that high ground as well.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking like we're going really, really close to this 100 points here for the Starch. It has to be Nostalgia finding some sort of aggressive play right now. And oh my god, no, Critibus, he's in the death position. Oh, he missed.
He is in the death position, but he is taken down here, Charybdis. And we see the energy sword now in the hands of Delphi. Delphi finding the kill on the try, finding the kill on the Capital, and another kill on a Thader Thought. That's a triple kill to end it, and Starch Esports finishes the job against Nostalgia. They will take the Tranquility Triathlon Championship here, winning tonight 2-1 over Nostalgia.
And what a great play to end that off on as well. A little bit of a chef action right there, chopping up onions on the other side of the battlefield. Realistically, I think that the Rocket League was extremely close. I didn't manage to catch much of the League of Legends. I'm sure that was decently close, but the Halo, man, you cannot take that. There's a reason that was the last map or last game played. I got it eventually. So good at this game.
Yeah,
they have such a good core idea of what they want to be doing. Where coming into this, it was like Schmeet's going to quick carry the ball the whole time once you get to oddball, and you're going to rely on Critibus to hard carry the whole time. They started focusing Critibus, and guess what? You got Smugs coming out, just taking off head after head after head. They adjust their strategies mid-game in a way that you don't even see it a lot in games like Overwatch, where communication is more frequently seen. It's just so impressive to watch this team.
It really was. Starch came out with a vengeance tonight. They had the League of Legends, which didn't quite work out the way they were hoping as Nostalgia rolled over them there. But Starch got it done when it mattered most here in Halo. And that's going to be Starch Esports taking down the Tranquility Triathlon as well tonight. I do want to issue quickly a special thanks to everybody who's contributed to this special event here. Ty, of course, Kraken as well on the casting, Booth on the production and casting tonight as well as everybody else who has contributed throughout this entire tournament. That's going to be User Intel, that's going to be Joker's Ransom, it's going to be Laggy. There's so many different K-Wing dividing. We have so many people who have contributed. So thank you guys so much. This is a worst cast as well. Thank you so much. I got Booth in my ear helping me out. So many people contributed, and special thanks to all the orgs who contributed to be part of this. From Starch and Nostalgia, Kaleidoscope, Marsupials, Godhand. I know I'm forgetting several more of you guys as well. Ragnarok, Spicy, and I'm forgetting one more, and I know that as well, but I'm trying to remember right now, and I'm so sorry that I'm not. Foxden, thank you so much. All of you guys contributed to make this happen, so thank you so much for trying this little experiment with us. We certainly do appreciate it as well. And for those who are tuning in, again, reminder, enter those giveaways. Last chance to do it pretty much right now. The giveaways will be drawn after the stream ends here. But Ty, like I said, if you're up for more, if we're up for more streaming, we're 1 week away.
I am so excited for next week. I have missed Tranquility. I have missed casting. I haven't done casting in so long. The last time I actually casted was, I believe, the All-Star Games last season, where I was mostly just interviewer of the week. But I'm really excited to come to this next season. I hope you guys are as well. And just really quickly, I want to say something that I always try and mention, at least at one point during the streams, is that producers don't get enough love. They have a lot of work that they need to be doing behind the scenes. It is a lot harder than a lot of people might expect. So,
shut up! You're gonna let it go to Booth's head. We can't have that.
Screw me. Give credit to Make it. Let his head be big. Let Laggy's
Fair
head
enough.
be big. I don't care.
Fair
Whatever.
enough. They deserve it. They deserve it. But guys, we are starting up again on Tuesday. Our first broadcast, our first Overwatch broadcast. We're excited to bring you our preseason tournament here. I hear Booth in my ear saying something. And there's also 2 weeks from then is the preseason finals as well, which will be airing here. And I might, for all I know, we might not be broadcasting on Tuesday. I'm finding out that I might be mistaken. And if we're not, then this just shows, we're scuffed. But we move on. Guys,
Wouldn't be Tranquility stream without scuffness.
thank you so much for tuning in tonight. For Ty and Kraken and Booth and Mr. Yeti. And we appreciate you being part of this tonight. And we'll see you again real soon.